Hi everyone, welcome to the next video. It's for full body functional mobility covering arms, shoulders, back, hip and hamstrings. The first exercise that we are doing today, it's for a forearm stretch. So come on all fours, your knees just below your hip, your hands just below your shoulder, with your fingers pointing backwards and push yourself back. So it will give you a good stretch on your forearms. Repeat it 2 to 3 times. The next stretch that we're doing, it's a little not so easy, so be very careful. It's a delicate joint, the wrist joint. Keep your hands reverse. Again, fingers pointing backwards and push yourself slightly back. Relax. Do it 2 to 3 times. Next, join your hands together. Cross your fingers together, rotate it outside, your thumb goes out. Place your hands down. Now be very careful, don't overstretch. Slowly you will get better at it. Right now you can just try doing it if you can. It really opens all your fingers, all the stiffness that's around your forearm. It's a very good stretch. The next we are focusing on the mobility of the spinal cord. The best tool that I have come across so far is the cat and cow. You move one disc at a time, starting with your upper back, then middle back and then lower back. Focus on moving one disc at a time. Try and create waves. You have to move very slow and feel each and every vertebrae. Vertebrae is the disc of the spinal cord. You have to feel it moving. You can do it 5 to 10 times, but make sure keep the pace very slow and consistent. It opens up your back, your spine, also strengthens it a little, activates your spine and the muscles of your back. It's very good for relaxation. Next, we'll just stretch our you have to keep your one hand down and across. Rotate your torso with the other hand, press yourself up and out. Then keep changing sides. You can do it 2 to 3 times. After that, you lie down on your chest with one arm open, one arm, lift it up, go across, stretch as much as you can. This is called the scorpion stretch. Then you change side, the other hand becomes straight on the floor. Cross your leg back, raise the other hand up, look up, turn as much as you can. Feel the stretch in the front of your shoulders or your chest muscles. Next, you can use a band or any small rope or anything, any band kind of a thing. Keep your one leg straight and up. Hold the band, hold your legs as close to your body as possible, keeping your knees straight. Try and keep both your shoulders on the ground. With an alternate hand. Currently, I have lifted my left leg off, and with my right hand, I am pulling my left leg to the floor. I'll keep pulling the leg up and back and down. That's a very good stretch, everyone, for your hamstrings. Repeat it with the other side. This time it's my right leg and left hand. First, for around 10 to 15 seconds, keep pulling your leg backwards and high. Keep your knees straight. And then with your left hand, bring your leg down and keep pulling it back. Feel the stretch as much as you can. Make sure you don't lift your shoulders. And relax. Next, we're doing something for mobility of the hip. You have to lie down on your back, bend both your knees, keeping them shoulder width apart. So your ankle should be touching your knee when you bring it down. Make sure to keep your both shoulders touching the floor when you're doing that. Hold for 4 to 5 seconds and then change sides. What you can also do is you can keep your ankle over your knee and keep pressing it down to intensify the stretch. It's a very good hip opener. The second exercise for hip mobility, sit down with knees bent, feet slightly wider than shoulder width apart. Turn around with your hips, keeping your spine neutral without moving your torso. And you keep changing sides like that. It might not be very easy for you if you're trying it for the first time, but you have to try it because it's a very good mobility exercise for your hips. It reduces your pain, it activates your muscles, and it's very good for your joints. The next is a variation of the thing that we were just doing. When you turn on one side, push your hip up and forward. You can keep your hands on your hip and keep pushing your pelvis forward. Like that, keep changing sides. It's a very good activation for your hip flexors. And a very good mobility exercise for your entire hip region. If you have any pain in your lower back, in your hips, you can try this. It is a safe thing to do if you are able to do it. Otherwise, you can just take some support or be a little patient for a few days. You will get there. The next is the pigeon stretch. Keep one leg forward, your knee bent at 90 degree. Keep your spine neutral, as in keep your back straight, and try and push your pelvis down. Then after 10 to 15 seconds, you can keep your elbow down, hold it for another 5 to 10 seconds, and then lie down flat on the floor with your front leg bent at 90 degree. Hold it for a good 15 to 20 seconds. That's a very, very important stretch for anyone to avoid any kind of back problem also, and generally to improve your posture, and especially for those who are doing heavy workouts. This is a very important stretch. You change side and you repeat. Again, come on your elbow. You will feel more stretch on one side than the other side. It is a normal tendency for the human body to get more stressed on one side, because one side is always stronger, one side is always weaker for all of us. So that's no problem. One side will be easier, one side will be more difficult. The next one is the puppy dog stretch. Your hip should be high, just above your knees. Keep your hands fully extended forward and try and press your chest down. You will realize that in your middle back, you feeling it is an excellent mobility drill for your thoracic spine or the middle back. The last exercise that we have is the child pose. Let your hip rest on your heel, sit back, keep your spine relaxed, and breathe in and out normally for 30 seconds. All these exercises can be performed by any person, any age, any level of fitness. If you like the video, press on like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much for joining in. Stretch.